So good afternoon, February 18, 2014. This is CISG113, Section 1, Information Security and Privacy. This is the first class in the second week of the semester, day number 2. Okay, let's get started. Welcome back, my dear students. Well, I'm expecting 18 students to return, and so far I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, so be it. Thank you. And welcome back. Because of the rush between the 2 classes, I've not been able to get you some water, but I promise when you're set, I'm going to serve you with some water. Alright? So let's go back to where we left off last week. We met the first time last Friday, right? It's the first day of class. And at the end of last Friday's class, I invite you to go back to the Moodle environment, that is our course environment, okay? And so you must have reviewed the course website, and for the new student today, let me see if I can give you a syllabus, okay? You should have made up your own syllabus as of last time, and since you're new today, let me give you this new syllabus. Alright, so remember, I'm trying to help you not to do a lot of homework. You know that we need to present, or better say submit 3 major assignments. Learning contract number 1, learning contract number 2, learning contract number 3. And by reading some of the information on the Moodle course site, you do know the date of your submission, which I'm going to keep reminding you. And then we do not have any final exam in this course. Instead, we have a learning portfolio. Okay, you need to prepare a learning portfolio, which is based on what you should have done in 3 respective learning contracts. That means in previous 3 assignments. And then I try to encourage you, and you have to do it in order to earn your class participation points, that starting from this week, and actually in every class, in the second half hour, I expect that some of you, at most each time 6 students, is going to come up here to share with us what you learned from the past weeks. Okay? And by doing this sharing, not more than 5 minutes, you can earn some class participation points, which is like that. So it works the end of the semester, but each of the class participations, I'm going to give you some points. If you look at this syllabus, this class participation is going to give you 20 points out of 100 points, which is very high. So this means I encourage you to put attention to your studies throughout the semester, not just on one homework, one test, or one final exam. And indeed, we do not have any final exam. Okay, so you understand that I expect that you will come in each class, at least some of you, prepare to share, all right? And I have already given you a call for sharing at the end of the second day of class each week. So if you read the Moodle environment, the call for sharing is already done in the first week's public discussion forum. But I have not received any of your sign-up yet. Okay, so this week, I remember, if you look at week number 2 here, I have put down something called before class, during class, after class, and a week activity, just like in the first week. And if you have already studied what you expect to do in before class, I expect that each one of you in this week, okay, be it today and also on Friday, each one of you will be given 2 minutes time to introduce yourself in front of the class. Okay? So you need to hold the microphone. You need to come and say who you are, why you're here, what's aspirations in life, why this course interests you, and what to expect to get out of it. And then you need to answer at least one interesting experience questions here. Remember, what is that interesting experience questions? Come on, let's see it. I say best and worst classes. You must have your best class before, you must have your worst class before. So you may answer this one. Or you can do some first day graffiti by completing one of the sentences there. You say, I learn best in classes where the teacher is lazy. Or students in courses help me learn when they are willing to share their homework with me. I'm most likely to participate in classes when they are fooling around. Whatever you want to say, okay? Tell us something of your personal experience. And I'm going to give you time studying from 6:05 to see how many volunteers is going to share with us today. Your 2-minute introductions, okay? Don't go over 2 minutes. All right, so let me come back to something essential this week. So what you need to do, remember, as I told you, every Sunday, I'm going to give you a teacher's message for the week, okay? So if you look at my teacher's message this week, which is already here, all right, which is already here, the teacher's message. This is my teacher's message this week. What I would like you to do, as I remind you, and as many of you have done, is to complete what? First day of class questionnaire. All right? First day of class questionnaire is set for week number 1, but unfortunately, at the end of last Saturday, only 5 students or 18 students did it. And I say, I must have not done enough. So I sent out another reminder, hopefully before the end of today. Okay? This is the first day of class questionnaire. Everyone is going to fill that up so as to facilitate the introductions in class. So if you have not done it, okay, please make sure by the end of the day, before 11:55 p.m. tonight, you go and fill that in, all right? Can you do that? Can you promise? Thank you very much, all right? Because that will facilitate a lot. And remember, what you need to do by the end of the week, you need to name your learning partner in this class. You must have your learning partner in this class to collaborate with for your work in this semester. So who is going to be your learning partner? So after you've heard, or whether you hear the introductions of individual students today or on Friday, so before the end of Saturday, you're going to tell me who your learning partner is. And if you look at the message I sent you, I invite you to tell me who your learning partner is using the Dr. Webb's Q&A hotline for week number 2, not number 1, okay? So using Dr. Webb's Q&A hotline, that is the dedicated channel to keep in touch. What you need to do is very simple. All right? Tell me who your learning partner is. If you have read this end of week activity, I've given you something. This is for week number 1, sorry. Let's go to week number 2. Okay, this is for week number 2. End of week activity. So I invite you to fill up this table for me. So there's a table here. So the first one is your name in English and Chinese. Your soft name, you will call John, put it John. Which standing is first year student or second year student? What's your major? Your email address, your contact phone number. And then your partner's name. When you put down a name here, actually you talk already with your partner to get consent, okay? So you have to put down the information like this, and your partner has to put down the information like this. And once you got that table filled up, okay, it's very simple. You come to the second week. There is a Dr. Webb's Q&A hotline week number 2, okay? So what you need to do is very simple. You click on this, and then you add a discussion topic that is called My Learning Partner. Okay? It's called My Learning Partner. And you copy and paste the table there. Okay? And after you copy and paste the table there, you just have to say post to follow. Now remember, this is your dedicated channel to talk with me. No one can see that except you and me. Alright? This is a dedicated channel. Alright? So make sure you do it before the end of this Saturday. So that by the beginning of next week, I can set up what we call peer discussion forum. Remember, it's very important. Next week is week number 3. Okay? When you look at your learning contract number 1, item you need to submit. It tells you something very important. First 2 weeks individual work, and the second 2 weeks, 3 and 4, you have to do it with your learning partner. All right? So you have to get this done. All right. I have given you enough of the housekeeping exercise. Now, do it this way. Remember that A5 piece of paper I invite you to create. If you have not created one, pick one piece of paper from your table, fold that into A5, and then you have another piece of paper to take notes. Let's go for it. What's the name of this course? Information Security and Privacy. What is information security? I want to give you a quick and interesting start-up lessons today, and then you put down some notes, remember, on your piece of paper. And then I can make the best use of the first half an hour. Let's go to week number 2. Okay? But, remember, if you look at the theme of this week, number 2 is called Introduction to IT and Knowledge Society. So we definitely have something to tell you this. Now let's go back to week number 1 first. Week number 1. It said, what is information security? What is information privacy? Get set? Watch the video now.
When I say security breach, it's the first thing that pops into your mind. Someone hacking into your bank account or dumpster diving for confidential material. In fact, the majority of security breaches happen in the workplace unintentionally. Many employees are still uninformed about the type of information that needs to be protected. The documents that put people and businesses at risk are things like invoices, reports, and employee records. Anything that shows customer, employee, or company information. And this is the stuff that can lead to identity theft, which is a huge problem today. 9 million Americans and close to 2 million Canadians are victims of identity theft every year. Mishandled, lost, and stolen papers are often the cause. Identity theft costs victims in the US about $5 billion every year. Altogether, nearly 20 million hours and over $150 million are spent trying to resolve the problems created by fraud. You know, here's a really simple solution. Document destruction. Shred all documents when you don't need them anymore. A shred all policy means that every office document is destroyed. No one person has to decide what is or isn't confidential. Here are some simple tips to avoid potential security breaches in your workplace. First, identify risks that may threaten the security of confidential information. Know the life cycle of documents in your office, from generation to storage to destruction. Then, create a security culture so that all your employees and suppliers value confidentiality. And finally, train your staff on a shred-all policy. Don't leave it to chance, because no one can be right 100% of the time. Shred it, making sure it's secure.
Okay, now you have finished watching this very interesting video produced by Shred. So maybe it's a company, but who cares? The message is important. What is the message? What is information security? Now, please exercise 1 minute by putting in your piece of A5 paper some key concept you capture. Now, it does not have to be whole sentences. It's just key concept you capture. What is information security? What is entailed in? Okay, 1 minute exercise now. Put it down, okay, in your piece of paper. The pencil is there, the paper is there. Now your brain needs to get to work. All right, 1 minute. So we have a small class now. Enjoy the discussions in a minute. Excellent. What is information security? give you 30 more seconds. So you have to learn how to make the best use of your time, all right, to capture something. This is very important training exercise. Doesn't have to be long, just one or two key ideas, all right? All right, here you go. On your A4 piece of paper, you should have got down some idea in terms of keywords. Could you circle your paper around your table so that your table member can take a look at your ideas and you can take a look at your table member's idea, okay? And spend another 1 minute, just go through that piece of paper, okay? Take a look at your fellow members recording one or two key ideas on what is information security. So this is a 5-minute exercise. The first 2 minutes you just observe, okay? And then the last 3 minutes, I'm going to give you 3 minutes time now, if you're ready, to talk with your table members to discover what they think of information security. Now, you have 3 minutes time discussing, and then I can serve you with water. It's okay, just really water. Oh, good, good. For those of you who need it, it's okay. So, either clocks. Let's start with this. So next time, maybe drinks, but this time, water. Water's the best, so let's, okay, talk. You just did this one. Okay. Oh, good, good, good. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, those of you who need it, yeah. This is for you. This is for you. Thank you very much. Yes. So you have 3 minutes time to just gather ideas from the table members. And I want you to share something about your perspective of what is information security at the end of your discussions, 3 minutes. So when it's 5:55, I'm going to try to circulate the line. All right? 3 minutes time. We have a couple of concepts to walk through today. As a teacher, I get to make the best use of time, so you can have more interactions. Just get used to it. That's next week, I make you guys some chocolate bar to run to the table to do it first. And maybe one of the chicken drumstick. Thank you very much for your engaging discussions. course, there is no definite answer. What is information security? Okay, from your table's perspective, in a second. Okay, so we have actually 1.5 minutes left. Okay. So here we go. Let's try to present the microphone to this lady first. Ladies go first. So could you help us to understand from your discussions what is meant by information security from your perspective?
The video tells us how to protect our document. And when we do something document, we need to save it and cover the document.
Okay. So then it's very interesting, straight to the point, right? So do you have anything to add? Feel free to say that.
It just depends on the video that is mentioned.
Okay.
It is brought up so many data
All right.
numbers. I guess it's talking about hacker.
Hackers.
Hackers,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So someone who's interested to look at your information, even though this does not belong to them. Okay. Right. So hackers steal your information, right? So what about you? Do you have something to say? Yes. Oh, okay. All right. Good. Good. So could I pass the microphone to you? Can you share with us some of your ideas at this point? Anything? Yes. There's no commitment to say it, but you can share.
During the video, we know that the information security is very important for us.
Okay. Okay. For what reasons can you suggest?
Because if you can protect yourself.
Protect ourselves, right? If we don't protect ourselves, what will happen?
Someone will lost.
Got our information, right? So, for example, if I go to the ATM machine to draw some money, and we know the technology is easy to duplicate a card, but it's difficult for them to key in the correct password, PIN, right? So if they got our PIN, they can actually use some different card to get my money. So that is what we call, from the video, the identity threat. We use your identity, we do things for you, but it is not you who do it, right? So it's very dangerous. Do you have anything to add? Okay, thank you very much for your sharing. So that's very interesting. So gentlemen, can you help us to understand the table's perspective?
So we think that if we cannot protect individual information well, it may lead to some kind of loss. For example, economic loss or government crisis. For example, just like the NSA, there's certain stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Loaded stuff.
And also we believe that if we want to protect our information well, we have to establish some kind of culture to protect them. For example, set up some sort of antivirus software or some really hard to break through password and things like that.
Okay, that's very good. Do you have anything to add on your own? Yes, feel free to say that.
Okay. Information security is the protection of information from unauthorized access or use.
Okay.
Especially in the company, it can be, according to the video, it can be invoices or employees identity and also the employees records.
Right. So it's very sensitive, right?
Yeah.
So in case now, for example, as a student, you have your grades, right, achieving individual courses. What if someday you discover that the document you were studying, someone was your private information to create a particular course, or you want to look at it, it will happen. It hurts, right? So I very much agree that culture of helping us to protect information is important. And then, do you have anything to add?
Actually, I think that
It's okay, it's okay.
so just information is sometimes it's difficult to protest because there's security. Because just like slogan,
Okay.
because the United States is the government
Okay.
to do this. Because we are just a normal citizen.
Yes.
How can we anti and against the government?
Yes.
So
I think you make a very good point. That sometimes it's just like a giant is taking every measures to look at what you're doing and how you understand it. And this is not right. Right? So I do think
but the United States have done.
yes, I agree. So this is something that we have to talk about. So what do you think? Your take? Yes. Thank you.
We think that information security is some important documents and information we need to save it or store it better.
Okay.
Yes, we need to protect.
Protect, yes. And
For example, companies confidential document.
confidential documents, such as my salary, okay, or my background information, right? So, what do you think? The other two, do you have anything to add? Yes, sure.
And we
Yes.
need to protect our individual private information.
Okay, very important.
Yes, and because of crime.
Crime, yes. Digital crime, yes. Some people, the hacker they talk about, is going to make the best use of the information to do something which is not for our advantages, right? So, but this table has raised a very interesting issue. They say the United States as a government is doing what they can to spy on the citizen, including gathering data from the phone call, computer emails, and say, oh, this is not right. But under the pretext of what? Fighting terrorism. They say they do it because they want to get information to stop terrorist act. Because of the 911 incident.
just only they said.
It's just, yes, they say, right? So that is something very, what we say, precarious, right? So we don't like it, okay? Well, to give you an example, you know that from when we were very young, we were taught that we can never open someone else's letter, right? If it's a letter, not to you, you never open it. Even your parents should not do anything about it. They should give you every respect because this is something for you. And if anyone is open, it is the person whom the letter is sent to. That means you are the person open. But in the context of this government, they're actively opening up those letters every second without your understanding for the sake of what? Fighting terrorism, gathering intelligence. But who's actually reading those messages? The agents. The people. I'll give you another example. You have an email account at the university, right? So do you think your email is secure? No. Actually, a lot of the person in charge of the email system, you can actually go into your email account and look at every message you receive. That is called administrator's privilege. But we just trust the fact that these persons will not do that. Okay? So administration right of the system, the administrator have every right to go into every account to take a look at what you wrote. Who sent something to you? Well, we just have to trust that they will not do it. You see the meaning of that? Actually, this is what's happening. Okay? Don't think that your Google account, your Gmail is protected. You can always get into your Gmail to look at your stuff. That's why when you say, I want to use a Gmail, they say, please check the term. Yes, I have read the terms of reference. I accept the terms of reference because I want to use a free Gmail account. Yeah, actually, people can look into your account. But we trust them to not do anything bad for us. Okay? This is a trust. But trust can easily be breached. just like in the content of the United States. Now, Snowden reviewed that. We know that, wow, this is what they're doing. And they're not spying on anybody, they're spying on the president of our state true. So it's a very interesting thing. So you got the first lesson. So what is information security today? All right? So think about this. You have done very good discussions. You should put that in your learning journal, put some of the question thoughts, and get ready for your discussions with your learning partner starting next week. Okay? Now, this is 6:05 now. I want you to get ready to start our 15-minute section to introduce yourself. So in 16 minutes, better say, we can accommodate 8 students to do the introduction. May I invite each table to volunteer someone to introduce yourself? And if you're ready, you just raise your hand, okay? All right? So you have to do an introduction to yourself. But if you need some time to get yourself prepared, I give you 5 minutes time on your own to prepare for your self-introduction before we start. Okay? And I accommodate 8 persons, so the other persons you can do it on Friday. But you need to name your learning partner. Okay? 5 minutes on your own. Remember the questions you need to answer. Alright? Right here. Right here. You need to tell your full name, your short name, whether or not you're a freshman or sophomore, your major of study, your aspirations in life, what you want to do, what you want to become, what you want to achieve, say after your college educations. So your expectations in this course, your motivations to join this course, why you want to join this course, what do you want to get out of it, and your time commitment in this course, say number of hours of your applied these studies. And then you answer to one of the following inquiry. You can select best and worst classes, or you can select first day graffiti. Okay, very simple in 2 minutes time. I give you 5 minutes time individually to think about this. Okay, so you can stand up here with the microphone, introduce yourself so we've got a better understanding of who you are. All right, so when it is 6:10, I'm going to pass the microphone. All right. I can put a microphone on this table first. I can put a microphone on this table first. So anyone is welcome. Now, forgive me, if you want to have a good class video, I need to be behind the camera. Okay? I used to do it that way so that I could zoom in and zoom out. Okay? So particularly when you introduce yourself. All right? Our first class video is already up, okay? On the Moodle environment, you can watch it, okay? So this is the second class video. It's very good if we have a small class of 12 persons, so much time for us to do more discussion. All right? So 3 more minutes to invite the individual here to do some introductions. We still have some sweets and biscuit. So, want to have something? Once a month. Let's finish that first. All right. So your snack for today. Okay, it's good. Give me this one. so glad to have students coming back to this class. And of course, you put down your self-introduction at any point on a piece of paper, and you can just stand up and tell something, all right? One minute. Well, you can just stand up on one table, okay? And then you can introduce yourself. Don't need to walk around yet. My camera could be with you, okay? In that case. So let's wait until Thomas returns, okay? This is a late class. Okay, it's okay. It's all right. Are you ready? I put the two microphones on two different tables. So maybe you can start with where your microphone is. Just pick up the microphone. Could you raise your hand? Okay, you need some more time? All right. One of the important practice of these in-class sharing is you have a chance to speak in English and talk in front of your fellow students, all right? So that's why in each class we do provide some sharing slots so that you can pick up where we are and share. Okay, please stand up, introduce yourself.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Mandy, and my full name is Yumani. It's
All right.
mean I can get everything I want as my mother think of me. And
Thank you.
yes, I'm from year 1 per climate education.
Thank you.
Just sounds like I will become a kindergarten teacher after I graduate.
Thank you.
But the fact is, after I graduated from high school, I got a part-time job in serving stuff, something like that.
Okay.
So I get my goal is that before I finish my graduation, I have to travel once, at least once,
Okay.
to using my money,
Okay.
now my family
Okay. Companion.
companion, yes.
Okay. Where do you want to go?
Just not Asia.
Not Asia, somewhere beyond Asia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then what's next? Best and worst class. I think the best class obviously is here.
Right here?
Because yes.
Okay, thank you.
Because next I want to eat. I got served with water.
All right.
And yeah, this is the best thing I have.
Thank you very much. I hope that you keep doing it the best you could. All right. Thank you, Mandy. Right? Mandy. Okay. So anyone from your table? Yes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alfie Chen, and my full name is Tambuisa. And I'm the year 1 student. My major is pre-primary education. So we are the classmates together.
Thank you.
I will choose this course because this is our GE course, and when I graduate, I'm the teacher, but I want to be a primary teacher
Thank
more. And I think the best class maybe is the Japanese language.
Thank
because
you.
the teaching method is very funny and let us learn more another language.
Right. Thank you. What? Thank you, Ivy. Right?
Yes.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello everyone, my name is, full name is Kokake, and English name is Julia.
Julia.
And,
Yeah.
my major is GPA, and
to government, public
Yes,
administration.
government, public, and administration. And why I choose these three courses, I didn't choose it, and I just, I'm meant to be here, and
Okay.
I can see it's very clear.
It's okay. Just
And
speak
that's
from your
all.
heart.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're speaking from your heart. So anyone from this table who would like to introduce yourself? Or you could take a break. So another table, we can start with another table with a microphone. Do we have the microphone in which another table? Okay. Yes, thank you. So pick up the microphone. Help us to understand you more. So could you stand up? Help us? Yes, thank you. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. My name is Thomas Almeida Borges. It's a Portuguese name.
Thank you.
I'm from East Timor.
East Timor?
East Timor, one of the countries in Asia, new nation. My major is governmental public administration.
Welcome.
And my expectation of this course, I hope that in the end of this course, I will learn or know more about how to protect the information and when can expose or when can disseminate information to the public. Yeah. And my motivation to join this course is because of my major, because I want to work in the government. So
All right.
to protect the information is crucial, or it's important, and it's needed. And the best class that I have ever had, I think, because I'm foreign, so all the classes that I have are best, because I have chance, especially with my student, my friends, my classmates, I have chance to meet with to interact with my friends from mainland and also my friend from Macau. So also other exchange students from Europe. So it's all the classes that I have, all of them were best. And with the teachers also same, because I can easily ask them, I can get them, or I can ask them any question and just arrange the appointment. So I think all of my classes are best. About the worst classes, to be honest, I say I don't have worst classes during my times in this university.
Thank you.
I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you very much. So with the next, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Peter.
Peter, could you?
Peter.
Yeah. Face the camera.
Face the camera.
Yeah. Yes. Continue, please.
And I major in history, and why I joined this class is because I found out that the information security is quite special for me, as I'm afraid that USA will one day discover all of my personal information. So I choose to this course try to protect my information before they get it.
Okay.
And I'm expected that I can learn all those protecting skills in this course. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter, right?
Yep.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. My name is Tan Chin. Sorry. Just remind something. Okay. My major is history.
Thank you.
I would like to find out something old and discover something we have not found out.
Yes, take your time.
Yeah. And why I choose this course just like it us, and because I found that my security have a challenge by
Okay.
some government, just like the North America, a country in North America.
Okay.
So I want to learn how to protect myself.
All
For
right.
the classes, I think the class is okay because I have not faced some bad classes.
So far, so good, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Could you remind us of your name one more time?
No. I said about it. It's recorded.
Yes, because we need to make sure that we remember. Okay, and another table.
Yeah, my name is Anthony, my full name.
Thank you, Anthony.
Chinese is Dr. I'm
Thank you.
studying the major of Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Yeah, one student.
Thank you.
And why I choose this class because I want to protect my information.
Right.
But now I'm use the basic way to protect the
Okay.
information of
Okay.
myself. Is
Okay.
don't save any information in the computer.
Right.
So I want to learn how about I need to do and how to do.
Okay. It's a very good expectation. Thank you. Thank you. So anyone from the same table? All right. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Michael. And
Michael.
My full name is Zhou.
Thank you.
My major is Chinese.
Okay.
I'm year 1 student.
So,
It's my pleasure for I choose this class, and I think this class name is very interesting. It can teach me how to protect myself.
okay.
That's all.
Thank you very much, Michael. He did a very interesting introduction. Okay, anyone from the father's table where the three ladies are? Could you help us to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Emily, and
Thank you,
I'm a
Emily.
freshman, and my major is Portuguese study.
All right.
Yes, I want to be a police or work in police office in future.
Okay.
It is the reason is personal reason. I don't want to
Yes, it's okay.
say it.
Yes, yes.
And why I chose this course because I think work in police office, information security is important for
Yes.
me.
Yes. Thank you. So, very interesting introductions. So, Emily, right? Thank you.
And I like I like sport. For example, running is my favorite
Okay.
sport.
Good. Could you share with us your estimated committed number of hours per week that you're willing to devote to this course? Number of hours per week you want to study for this course?
Sorry.
Do you have a basic idea of how many hours are you willing to devote to the study of this course per week? Yeah.
Like today, I use more than 2 hours to prepare.
Wow. Much appreciations. You're a very hardworking student. Thank you. Do you have any other member from your table who would like to introduce yourself? Thank you. Thank you. Just take your time. It's okay. All right.
My name is Shannon, and I'm a sophomore from English Studies.
Thank you. Welcome.
And I'm from mainland China.
Welcome.
The best class I've ever interned was linguistic class because I love the teacher. And
Very good.
the worst class was translation.
Okay.
Because
Because a lot of work to do.
yes.
Okay.
And I chose this course because I'm more interested in information security.
Okay.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shannon. So, do we have one last introduction from the lady? Yes.
My name is Christy, and
Christy, welcome.
I major in English Studies. And as for my aspiration, I found myself gradually attracted by linguistics.
Great.
I have no clear blueprint in my future yet, but I want to do something about linguistics because I want to do what my professor does, and I want to be like him. And the best course I have ever had is my linguistic course, because the instructor in that class did inspire me a lot. He never asked me, he never told me any answer directly, and he taught me the importance of the regularness and honesty in academia. And I chose this course is because I think I take important to possess some knowledge about how to protect our personal information.
Thank you. Wow, it's very interesting. Well, I have to thank you so much for your introductions. So before I close this introduction sections, may I ask anyone who would like to do the introductions yet? If not, okay. Are you willing to do that? Thank you. Just pick up the microphone. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Jacqueline. I'm the Year 1 student and my major is Chinese literature.
All right.
I prefer to work in the government or work in the TV station after I graduated. And I prefer I will study 3 to 4 hours every week.
Thank you very much. You're very honest.
I add this course because I think that it may be interesting and I can learn something to protect myself and my information.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So anyone I have left out? You got a chance, right? Already introduced yourself. So, thank you. Now, it's 6:27. So let's go back to week number 2. And then I'm going to show you something interesting. All right? So let me see if you could understand from week number 1 and week number 2. Now try to read the title of week number 2. It said, Theme, Inquiry-Based Learning for Learning Contract 001, which is the same for last week, except that the middle topic will be different. Last week, we say what is information security, what is information privacy. Now, although we did not so far elaborate on the privacy issue, we come to it. This week, we say the common module is Introduction to IT and Knowledge Society. Okay? With your past experience in classroom, the teacher used to do something like, okay, let's open the textbook. This is chapter 2, Introductions to IT and Knowledge Society. Listen, what I'm going to tell you, what it's all about, IT and Knowledge Society. Or in last week, I'm going to tell you what is information security. I'm going to tell you what is information privacy. And you see that I do not seem to be doing something like this, as I tried to introduce you last week. And the method which I'm trying to use is called IBL, Inquiry-Based Learning. Now, IBL is a very interesting way to help students learn on your own. Well, why is it interesting? Because it does not start from the teacher. Oh, what does it mean? Well, for me, let me just give you a very simple philosophy of my using IBL. I would like to enable my student to first choose something of their own, okay? And then start asking questions about that something they choose. And we call this, or better said, I call this, is a discovery process. You discover from what you have chosen, and you try to tell me what is it all about. Okay? This is the basic concept. So I am going to share with you a story, and then I'm trying to invite you to use the concept that I just given you to do a little bit of thinking, 5 minutes exercise. This is 2014. And if I remember correctly, sometime in 2013, last year, January the 4th January last year, there was a news reported in the Macau daily newspaper, and it's a headline news. The news is about a story of a mid-aged woman civil servant in Macau who went to ask for help from the judiciary police in Macau. And we know the following story. The woman believed that she was tricked by a hacker in the internet. This person, presumably, is a man, okay? But we really do not know whether this is a man or woman, okay? Because it's from the internet. And that particular hacker developed a relationship, online virtual relationship with the woman civil servant. And eventually, the woman was convinced to lend some money to that hacker. And it turns out that when the woman was awakened, that the money she put into the electronic time box or account of that hacker will no longer be returned. And it was reported that the woman put into the account through 4 different transactions over a period of 3 months, a total of 850,000 attacks. 850,000 attacks over a period of 3 months and 4 different transactions. The woman believed that it's helping a friend, good friend, who's in need, and who need money to develop his business, and the money is going to be returned. And they have very good relationships with them. And the woman believed that that is a good friend. And then, when it was reported that a lot of my students in the previous 2 semesters, when they've tried to think about the story, how come this would happen? Now, I want you to do some inquiry-based learning on your own now, not more than 3 minutes. What happened? You know the background now, right? It's through the internet connections, mostly through the chat room or Facebook or whatever, WeChat or whatever it is. Always in touch, right? You have the iPhones, so everybody say, baby, she got enough message every day. Oh my dear, something like that. But I don't want to guess, I don't know. Okay? So now think about this for 3 minutes on each table. What do you think is going to happen or had happened? Alright? Alright. Can you do some discussions on your own? I'm just giving you the facts based on the newspaper story. I do not know anything more than that. But as a teacher in this course, I'm going to offer you some context afterwards, okay? 3 minutes discussion, 3 minutes. What do you think that happened? It has something to do with information security. It has something to do with information privacy, all right? about is use your imagination. What's the problem? I'm going to give each table 1 minute of your discovery, okay? Whatever you can think of, share. What do you think is happening? Okay, it seems to me that you got some conclusions of your own. Very good. Now let's get started with the sharing. So when we start with this table, just tell us something. What do you think happened? What do you think? Okay, you tell. Just guess.
We believe that the man or woman, which means a hiker, should be got a good tongue because he knows how to convince that woman to give him the money.
Okay.
And we also, our group also believe that that man, no matter his identity, his dress, even his photo should be fake because he don't want his real identity to explode or police to the woman or someone else.
Yes.
Maybe I personally believe that he is a very good storyteller also because he need to plan the story to tell the woman and make she is complex.
Okay. So very articulate. And do you hear that? It's something like an intentional endeavor to fish for victims, right? There are a lot of fishermen in the intellect. They're fishing for victims. So that when the victim fall into the land, okay, they can manipulate them for their advantages. Okay, this is something what you can tell us, right? So what do you think here? What do you think? Yes, what do you think? Just share what you can tell us. It's help us to understand it. Yes. It's okay, don't worry. There's no right or wrong. It's help.
I think that he is not her friend.
Okay.
Maybe her account or his account give somebody stolen.
Okay.
So maybe is hiker.
Okay. So basically the woman, but actually the woman did not reveal her account to the hacker. The woman took money out of her own account and deposited into his account. The information is given by the hacker. That is what happened. So you are doing something, better say the woman had been doing something foolish on her part. Because you're taking money out of your pocket and put it in someone else's pocket. And you believe that hacker is going to return it. But it didn't. So in the context of crime, it's cheating. Rigorous speaking, this cheating is done by voluntarily, right? So just like when you are in the street when someone asks you, can you give me $5? If you give that person $5, it's your act, right? But whether or not it is worthwhile, you don't know. All right? But instead of $5 is $850,000 right?
You mean the woman give the money to the man
account.
face to face?
No. Deposit into some kind of electronic account. Yeah. Or wire through the bank to someone else's account. Okay? But that is something that is tricky. How could anybody be willing to wire 4 times into a particular account this large amount of money, expecting that to be returned when they did it? So she report to the police. She believes she was cheated, and that is what was cheated, right? So that is what happened. All right. So thank you very much. So what do you think? What do you think?
So thinking.
Yes.
Okay. End of the whole story, the next thing came on my brain is how can this woman so
foolish?
So foolish.
Yes.
It's because it's a big money.
It's a big amount of money.
Big amount of money, nearly equal to her whole saving, or more or less, something like that. And I think it's mentioned just the fit on this topic, information privacy. Yes, just because I think this action depends on. I think they have a really heavy relationship to equal this bunch of money.
Yes, I believe so. But how could that be cultivated virtually without having any face-to-face meeting?
Yeah. Only on.
Yes. Only on text-based.
Yes, internet, something.
Not even talk.
Not even talk.
Yeah, not even talk. That's text.
She believe her friends have some.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe.
She believes she's helping the other person, and then the money is going to return.
Yeah.
But this didn't happen, right?
This is the hawker.
Yes, this is a trap, a hacker's trap.
So intended.
We say that we became victim of a trap, right? So yes, thank you very much. So what do you think when you heard the story? Yes.
We think that woman is lack of self-reflection awareness. So why she just can give a large sum of money to people she had never face-to-face with, just using text, and maybe she did not know anything of the guy or something else, and just stupidly give him a large sum of money.
And of course, when we could come to conclusions like this because we now know the result, right? We now know the outcome of the women's. But it may happen to us, each one of us. It's Ivy, right? Suggests the woman believed she's helping the other person. And the woman believed that is an honest person, right? She's willing to help the other person, expecting that she's doing something good. And the other person is going to pay back. All right? So, yes, let me talk now.
I think that at the beginning,
Yes.
the hacker
Yes.
must have some background at fact.
Yes, facts.
Facts.
Yes.
He may be steal someone information, ID, background,
Right.
a photo or some story.
Yes.
So he can tell the woman about something. I'm this businessman, but I have trouble. I want to. You can help me, and before that, he must to check the woman's background.
Okay.
She may have money or not.
Okay.
And then the woman don't have any idea of the protect myself.
Okay.
It's easy to steal the money from her.
Okay.
Because he don't know what is the protection.
Right. So I thank you very much. Now let me come back to, I cannot tell you anything more than that because I do not know all the story. I read something from the newspaper, which is reported by the police. Now, how or in what sense I'm going to tell you this story and how can I relate an idea? Because inquiry-based learning requires of us the fundamental thing is to do 3 basic phases of our inquiry. The first is to observe from the evidence produced. I've given you the evidence collected at the end of the story. So the first thing to do inquiry-based learning based on my design of this course for the whole semester, you need to keep doing that, learning how to perfect this art, is all observations. You need to keep track of the visible evidence first. That's why when I say you need to choose a topic on each week's reading list, you observe from the topic we give you. Make it up. The second important step or phase is I, interpretations. You ask some very important questions. What does this mean? Okay? What does this tell us? So you try to link up those evidence. What does this mean? When I try to put this together, does it fit into the picture? So you look into even observed evidence by asking what does it mean. It's an analysis step. Analyze what you got. Okay? Inquiry-based learning requires O, observations. Second, I, interpretations based on analysis. And finally, when you believe you have put together a good picture of understanding, which is a story, which is reasonable, you come to the A, applications. You know how to tell the story. This is what police are doing, criminal investigations are doing about this. So you do O, you go out to collect data, evidence. And you put together the data on a large piece of paper, whatever it is, using a computer. You ask important question. And then at the end, you have analysis. And then you come to A. What does it mean? What can we learn from this? Okay, O, I, A. It's the very important process of learning based on IBL. And you're going to practice using this in your journal, in your discussion forum, in your report, and also in your personal blog. Okay? These are the 4 important items you need to improve in the artifacts for each learning contract. And you do it by choosing a topic of your interest each week based on the reading list. Okay? So remember, in each week's reading list, you have individual questions. And under the question, large number of topics you can choose. Choose one under each question. Good enough. If you are interested to do more, you're welcome, but watch for your time. Remember, you're not studying for this course only. Okay? Watch for your time. But of course, when you have interest, develop your ability to think OIA, this is excellent for your other courses study. Okay? Very important. So this is REBL basic. And so in order to wrap up today's class, let me see if I can give you the big idea of IBL from some students. It looks like I need to go to, we didn't hear the sounds because of some technical problem with this video, but let me try to do this one. You can't even hear the sound. It's not that it does not have any sounds. From here you can hear the sounds. You can hear the sounds, right? So it's okay. Let me give you another one. From IBL here.
Inquiry-based learning.
You see that that's a very interesting question. We got it. Here we go. One step at a time, but we live a life. I need a friend. I got more than one mind. Sunshine in my brain, make me never want to complain. Radio in the heart, don't be so strange. Take a look at it, baby, where have you been? Everybody says that you're moving again. I want to ride.
Inquiry means to ask within.
So what you're trying to do as a teacher is you've got to ask them to look inside themselves for the question, the desire to know something. You start with the desire to know.
Inquiry-based learning is about training students to act just like scholars. We, scholars, frame questions and we answer them. That's just what we're training students to do when they're in an inquiry-based learning environment. In an inquiry-based learning environment, they're acting just like scholars.
It wasn't simply a lecture. They were having to be active in coming up with their own ideas and interpretations. Even if they were wrong, they had to be active in thinking about it rather than just be passive receptors of information.
There's a common misperception about the inquiry-based learning, and that somehow inquiry-based learning doesn't involve lecturing. It does. In an inquiry-based learning environment, professors provide content. What's different is that students do something with the content that is very immediate to them. They'll go and apply those concepts and that content to questions that they've designed.
And that's the goal, to liberate the student into being the primary question asker and learner. The idea is to turn students into question askers again.
A lot of times we undermine what children know or what students like us know by not asking them questions, by not asking them to go out in the community, do research. We almost cripple them.
It's more engaging than regular textbook learning. When you actually care about what you're learning, then you remember it in the long term.
Instead, inquiry-based learning enables students to be part of knowledge.
If they don't get a chance to practice asking questions, then how are they ever going to get free? They're going to think they need a classroom or a teacher or a structure their whole lives.
It's important that they understand the knowledge that's in that textbook, but I think it's also important that Appalachian students have an understanding as to how does new knowledge and how are new discoveries made? How did that knowledge get into the textbook to begin with? Maybe even it spurs them on to think about, maybe I can discover something, or maybe I can do a study or create this piece of work that nobody else has done yet.
Don't ask a question you know the answer to. Ask genuine questions and try to pursue an investigation of them with students.
If you want to get teachers to want to do this, they themselves have to be willing to do inquiry. They have to be the inquiry experts. They have to just wonder about everything.
It's much safer for a teacher just to get up in front like an expert, spout a lot of facts, and impress people with how smart they are. It's much harder to reveal your own ignorance in front of a group of people when you're supposed to be the expert.
Then I have to model ignorance and confusion. I can't just model knowing. I have to model exploration.
Imagine accurately what students are interested in so you can make suggestions so you can kind of get them to think in a curious way. And yet still fulfill the requirements of the class.
It's just much more straightforward for all of us if I just tell you. And if that's all I do, it's deadly.
I may do quite a bit of talking in any one class. In another class, they may be working on their own in small groups.
You got to have the common universe that everybody's working in, so everybody's taking the same class. But then students have to somehow individualize it or instantiate it in reasonably unique ways.
Frustrated because the more you know, the more confused you are.
Except that I'm learning in a different way now.
Students also resist. A lot of students do want to be told. They like to come in and say they're visual learners. I don't know what this means. It means put a PowerPoint on the slide and let me copy stuff down.
Students usually come into my class at first, on the first day, thinking that knowledge is all about me, the professor, pouring some knowledge into their heads. And later today, the students will take an exam and prove to me that they've memorized it.
It's really easy for me to hear something, see an example, and retain that, and then be tested over it.
Just set traps for students, kind of trap students, so they'll get wary. You're always looking for the teacher trap. People won't engage.
In an inquiry-based learning environment, the setup is completely different. It's about the students acting like scholars. It's about students creating knowledge. It's about empowering students so that they believe, no, not that they believe, that they understand that they can do what scholars do. They don't just have to absorb the opinions of other people.
It's just a lot more open-ended. It's just more fun in general, actually.
I really like the fact that it was more of a conversation instead of being talked at.
It's frustrating at times when you have other teachers that are still trying to do the, I guess, old school sense of education, but they're trying to just be like, A, B, and C are on a test, and this is what you need to know, and then you understand the subject. And I've found myself more questioning.
There'll be benefits. If you do it, at the end of the semester, you'll discover you have capacity that you didn't know you had.
I would definitely say I've learned more in this class with inquiry-based learning because I'm forced to hold my knowledge like as my own and use it every day as opposed to just like the hour that I'm in my class. And I take it everywhere with me.
You need a well-rounded education to be, to integrate into society, but at the same time, you can't just memorize what the teacher tells you and be done with it, because then you'll never integrate into society.
All of our knowledge is grounded in a desire, a deep desire to be in community with other people. That why do we develop knowledge anyway? I mean, like, I'm just talking about like over 10,000 years or something. Like, why does anybody care about anything? We care about it because we want to be in the world successfully with the people we love.
It applies to so much of my life. It's not just about academia, it's life.
Education is not preparation to life, but it's life itself, right? I have given you a little bit of the conclusions on inquiry-based learning, and I'm going to give you my reasoning of why the Macau woman civil servant fell into the trap of the hacker on this Friday. Okay? So, and that is the theme of last week's one episode. You can watch it at home first, but I'm going to give you more. In the realm of the hacker, a very interesting documentary telling you the tricks of many of the hackers. Watch it at home in your time and get ready for
facing charges that could lead to a 10-year prison sentence. The computer hacker known as Laptop appeared in court today. What is the first computer crime case to be tried?
Okay? So allow me to take attendance, and I'm going to say goodbye to you today and see you on Friday. Remember, if you have not done the first day of class questionnaire, do it before 11:55 tonight. Okay? I'm going to do the attendance score at this point, and you're set to go. All right? Christy, are you here? Thank you. Shannon, thank you. Amelia, thank you. Michael, thank you. Jacqueline, thank you. Antonio, thank you. And then Ivy, thank you. Manny, thank you. Thomas, thank you. And then Angie, are you here? No. Lampa, no. And then Tan, thank you. Julia, thank you. And then Tan Hong Wei, not here. Okay. And then Peter, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed today's class. And I'm looking forward to seeing you back here Friday evening, hopefully with some surprises to eat. All right? Well, don't they do that? Good is not good. No. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Okay. Hopefully, it's as it was a fun big things. Okay. Don't worry, you have a lot to eat. See you. Welcome back. Welcome back. Nice to have you in my class. All right. Bye bye. So that's it for today. CISG 113, section 1, day number 2 in the semester. Today's date is February 18, 2014. Stay tuned until this class on Friday.